Hey guys, PsyStarcraft here with another audio commentary. This is going to be match number 3 between IdrA, playing as Sean, the blue Zerg in the top right, and Morrow, playing as the red Terran in the bottom left as Morrow. And if you haven't seen the first two matches, go ahead and go see those right now. Close this out. I am going to spoil them for you. The series is now tied 1-1. Morrow taking the first game, IdrA taking the second game of a best out of 5. It is the Intel Extreme Masters Tournament. I don't know if I said that already. So we are on game number 3 now on Blistering Sands, and Blistering Sands is not a good map for Zerg just because there are so many small choke points all around the map, lots of cliffs for the Terrans to jump their Reapers up or just place tanks on, and also because these backdoor destructible rocks are so difficult for the Zerg players because you know how they like to fast expand, and sometimes they get a lot of spines here, but the Terran can just completely ignore that, break down the back wall, and just go into the main. You have to frantically move your spine crawlers up and just shift your forces all over the place. So it's very difficult for Zerg to, once their rocks are broken, to hold that position. We've been seeing a lot of 5 racks Reaper play lately from Morrow, and IdrA has been responding pretty well to it. But I think both these players are content with just kind of dealing with that sort of metagame. So Morrow is getting a pretty standard 12 barracks, getting 1 Marine. He actually gets 1 Marine just to shoo off any Overlords, try to pick one off. He was able to pick one off on Middle Opolis. Looks like he didn't get a Marine. Okay, it looked like it was glowing to me, but he didn't get a Marine. He was just waiting for gas, throwing down that tech lab and completing the wall in with his supply depot. IdrA getting a 15 gas and a 14 pool. Now you'll notice he's flying his Overlord over the north side of the natural expansion of the Terran player. Nice positioning for this Overlord. You want to keep it over here though. You don't want it to be here because a Marine can wander down and pick it off, or a couple of Marines, so it's likely where he's going to put it. And with the second Overlord, I always love to float it somewhere around here just because it gives it a good spot to morph into an Overseer and do some scouting, or even just run in as a sacrificial Overlord with slow speed, try to spot some buildings and know what build your opponent is going. It's not like IdrA's actually going to need to know that, though, because this guy does have the tech lab out. IdrA's going to be seeing that Reaper very shortly, and he can just assume that Morrow is doing that 5 racks Reaper play because that's pretty much all the Terran do anymore in ZVT. So we've got the link speed going down. The Reaper will get there a little bit before the link speed finishes, maybe pick off a few Zerglings or be annoying. So IdrA's going to have to just kind of stock up on the lings, try to shoo away the smaller amount of Reapers that come in early, then get Roaches, and lose a couple of Roaches to the mass Reapers, and then once the Roaches get speed, the Terran will transition into Marauders, and then IdrA hopefully will have a fast expansion with 4 gases going, get Mutas, and if the Terran doesn't have enough Marines, then IdrA will win. If the Terran does have enough Marines, it'll all depend on IdrA's Baneling micro. If he's able to take out a lot of Marines with his Banelings, IdrA will win. It's pretty dull. But I want to finish out this series just because IdrA's a great player, Morrow's a great player, and I'm sure these are some pretty exciting games. 2 more racks is going down with Tech Lab attachments, a couple of Reapers on the field, kind of dinking around the watchtowers, Overlord watching a little bit over here. Expansion going down, that second Queen has transitioned to that expansion, and oh, who would have thought, there's that Roach Warren, and I'm sure we're going to see a couple more racks from Morrow here in just a little bit. Whoa, who guessed? I did. Yeah, and there's that Overlord doing a little bit of scouting, seeing that tech lab on that barracks, and he can just assume that there are going to be a couple of Reapers out. 2 of them just securing the watchtower. Speed is up for those Reapers. IdrA getting the lair. He is now saturating his gas and jumping up into the expansion. And so it begins. IdrA needs to do his best to try to hold this expansion here because last time, in game number 1 actually, he did lose the expansion and it was kind of all downhill from there. There wasn't really much he could do after he lost that. He went for an all-in towards the end, but it just wasn't enough. Some Lings coming around. Ooh, actually catching Morrow a little bit off guard. Looks like Morrow might have been macroing at his base a little bit, but neither Reaper was able to die. As if they wanted to die. 1 at 10 HP, 1 at 5 HP. Now running out 5 barracks with tech labs. Keeping ahead of the supply cap as well. Expansion now finished for IdrA. Look at this saturation. Wow, that is crazy. He needs to do a transfer. That is just a lot of drones. So if this does go into a long game, his main is going to be mined out much faster than his expansion. And that's one of the downsides to not doing a transfer. Bombing away at this hatchery. Some Roaches are out. And a Creep Tumor as well. Zerglings are just kind of chilling back here. They're not going to move in unless they absolutely have to. If this hatchery is being threatened too much, he will move out with those Zerglings. Okay, looks like it has stabilized. I don't want you guys to have to sit through the lag, so if it does kind of skip a little bit, that's because I paused the movie and I tried to fix the lag. But I'm going to invest in some new hardware and fix that because it's just a pain in the ass for you guys to have to sit through that. So we are seeing the roaches kind of toy with these, or the Reapers toy with the roaches. We can see Cleo Reconstitution coming up for IdrA, and he needs to be very careful not to let this hatchery get too low. Zerglings now swarming out, trying to get a surround on these Reapers. Going to get an okay surround, but they just get melted so fast. All the Zerglings are dead, at least stalling just a little bit. 5 roaches still on the field, a couple more, and some lings coming out for IdrA, but he really needs that Reconstitution. It's really all about that. Once he gets that Reconstitution, Morrow's going to focus on Marauders. And like I said, IdrA's going to be getting that Spire, but I really don't like IdrA not transferring. There we go. Speak the devil. Now he's transferring. Looks like, yeah, he did transfer. So that's going to even out the saturation a little bit. Hatchery not looking too bad. Another round of bombs. Just one bomb going down on it. And just a tug of war, really. You go, I go. Back and forth. A lot more roaches swarming out. I don't know about this heaviness of the lings. If he's going to go this heavy in the lings, he needs to not sacrifice them against these Reapers. He needs to save them for when the Marauders come out. And I really hope he does that. Let me take a look at Morrow's base. Expansion is down. Now getting 2 more racks is going to put him at 7 racks. Likely going to see Tech Labs on those as well. But you can just see how strong this is. If we look at the units lost tab, you can see that IdrA is way behind. And there's nothing he can do. There's literally nothing he can do about it. These roaches aren't fast enough. Spines just get eaten up so fast. Now he's going to hop up into the main. Hopefully IdrA will see this with this Overlord. Oh boy, yep. These roaches are coming up. The Reconstitution is up, so he should be okay now. He is off the creep, however. Roaches aren't faster than Reapers when they're off the creep, even with that Reconstitution. Engineering Bay is up. Yep, 2 more Tech Labs on those factories, actually 2 more reactors on those barracks, rather, probably preparing for the mutas from IdrA, but we are not seeing any Spire right now. Either he's behind economically or he is going a different route for this game, able to pick off a couple Reapers, and the Reaper is now running away. Very, very standard play. You will see these Reapers just kind of back up once they are a little bit too outmatched by those roaches with the speed. First Marauder out, as well as 4 Marines. A huge transfer coming from Morrow. 39 workers, so good Terran players, do not stop producing SCVs. And when you get that expansion up, you're going to be in great shape. So IdrA down in the unit count. 12, 21. Well, he's not too far down. They're about even in the unit count, but down economically, especially after this. Oh, that poor Baneling Nest is just going to slow him down so much. Baneling Nest getting sniped wasn't even cancelled, so now he has to restart that right away. And this is going to allow Morrow to make a push in here with these Marines and Marauders. Banelings are really the best answer for mass Marines. Not too many Marines right here. Looks like he is just going to position them outside of his expansion here. Reapers just bouncing around, bouncing around. Roaches getting a couple shots on one of those Reapers, spreading a little bit creep with that Overlord, but looks like these Marines and Marauders might push in and take out that Overlord. They're just going to sit at the top of the ramp for now. I'm surprised. I'm curious why IdrA isn't getting a Spire this game. Oh, and these Reapers are going to get... no, they're not. Never mind. And this Overlord's just kind of hanging out. What's up? Oh, we are seeing a sandwich on these Reapers now. Nice round by IdrA. Needs to wait for those roaches. Now we're going to see a pretty big battle here. Reapers are dead, so these Zerglings will do a great job of soaking up damage. It looks like Morrow will win this battle, though. He's actually going to run away. Yeah, there we go. He needs to do a little bit more kiting. He will win that battle, so IdrA is going to back off, try to save his roaches, wait for these reinforcing lings. Now it is much more close, rather. And look at IdrA's money, 900, 900. He has to be saving for mutas. There's no way he's getting anything but mutas. That is just absurd. I cannot believe he has so much money right now, and he doesn't have a Spire. But you guys can see what's going on in this battle. Some lag, that's what. Fucking shit, man. Fuck balls. There we go. Now forcing to run his roaches back. What the hell is IdrA doing? 1,200 fucking minerals? 1,200 minerals, 125 energy on that queen. That is absurd. That's just terrible macro. IdrA's playing like a freaking pygmy right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he forgot a Spire. I don't know if he's got some crazy plan to go quick hive and save up money for Ultras or Broodlords, or he doesn't even have a Spire for that. This is just unreal. I cannot believe how poor his macro is this game. 70 energy on that queen. Let's see how long it takes him to inject. Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at that. How do you guys not just... Man, this is bad. What the hell is he doing? Main not injecting either. There we go. There's the injects. This is just unreal. I've never seen this kind of play from IdrA before. His money is just so high. If I had that kind of gas, man, I would just go to town, hire all kinds of hookers and prostitutes, because that's kind of the currency they accept in the StarCraft world. I'm really just trying to distract you guys from the lag, because this is just shitty. This is seriously just shitty. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Morrow sending in a couple of SCVs to scout this expansion, so it looks like we will see a little bit longer game. Morrow did take down those destructible rocks at the high yield in the northwest position, now building a command center to sit in there. Centrifugal hooks is up, not going to be able to snipe that hatchery, but he doesn't really have creep, and stim makes him just as fast as these banelings. And IdrA's macro is still pretty bad right now. He's still at over about 1,000 gas, 600 minerals, picking up his third base. But what good is a third base if you're not even going to use your money? IdrA, where is the... There's the hive. He does have an infestation pit. He's now getting a hive, and I'm assuming he's going to be saving that for Ultralisks. He's getting 1 ground carapace upgrade, no evolution chamber, 3 infestors for this heavy bio army. Infestors are a pretty good response to a bio army, but usually they're only able to get off 1 fungal growth before they do get taken down by the range of the Marauders. Pathogen glands going down as well. 2 geysers immediately being placed at the expansion, and nice little fortification here from Morrow. I like this. I feel like not enough Terran players put up these kind of bunkers in a forward position like this. He doesn't have them loaded right now. There we go. Marauder and 2 Marines in one, 4 Marines in the other. And I'm still baffled by how much energy IdrA's queens have. Does he have a queen here? Yeah, he does have a 3rd queen here. A couple spines going down at his 3rd expansion. But Morrow has a 3rd expansion as well, and he does have the edge on IdrA just because his 3rd is at the high yield. And for some reason, IdrA chose not to put his expansion at the high yield. He is spending much, much better now. He's still extremely heavy on gas, which is so unusual for Zerg. Once he's able to pump out the Ultras, and maybe if he were to put down the high yield, he'd have a good ratio of minerals to gas. But, oh, we are seeing a drop from Morrow on his main. IdrA is now reinforcing with a lot of Zerglings. He's going to have to get those medevacs loaded up and get the heck out of there, but it looks like he's not going to be able to, and these forces are going to get taken down. Meanwhile, at the bottom, it was kind of a diversion, but there's plenty of roaches down here for IdrA to deal with this attack. A couple more Marauders and a tank reinforcing, so he was able to clean it up at his main, now sending the rest of his forces down to his 3rd base. And IdrA taking care of that just fine. If we look at the units tab, IdrA actually has quite a few banelings, 23 banelings, and Morrow is really focusing on the Marines right now, but there are no mutas in play, just a lot of banelings and a lot of lag. You guys have to apologize. You guys are just, you guys have to be extremely patient with me, having to sit through all of this godforsaken lag. I don't even know what the hell's going on here, but if we look at the unit tab, look at all these Marines, man. I wonder why he is going so Marine heavy. He's probably expecting some mutas, but there aren't any mutas. If we look at the production tab, we are seeing an Ultralisk Cavern. IdrA seems to favor the Ultras more than the Broodlords. I'm not sure why that is. I guess just because Ultras don't really have a surefire counter. Sure, like lots of Marauders and tanks do the job, but if Ultras get close to those units, they can take them out really fast. While Broodlords, they just fall so quickly to just like 3 or 4 Vikings, and you can't really kill the Vikings with mutas or corrupt just because they have such long range and they're just so slow. So I'm not surprised a lot of Zerg players do choose the Ultralisk Caverns over the Greater Spires. Look at the army size. IdrA is down by 50 in the army size. Holy cow. And I'd have to say this is just in most part due to macro. I don't know why he didn't take this high yield instead of this high yield. And I don't know why he never got mutas. He could have had a decent amount of mutas out before Morrow really had a sizable Marine force to deal with it. Now 140 to 193, but IdrA is just so far down in the food count. Morrow is going to be pushing down to this third base. I imagine he'll siege up. There we go. And stimming in with the Marauders and Marines. Only one medevac, so be careful not to overstim in that situation. So you look at that, 2 fungal growths going off, and those infestors are all dead. Tons of banelings getting in there and wiping out every single Marine. But IdrA lost his base. 1 Ultra coming out. That Ultra is just going to go down so fast once these roaches are dead. And there it goes. So, I mean, he defended, but he wasted all of his banelings doing so. He lost his base, and there's just no way he can come back for this. He's even losing that Ultralisk Cavern, needlessly canceling chitinous plating. If a building is destroyed while it is researching, you will automatically get that money back, so you don't have to worry about frantically canceling it or anything like that. But now IdrA is on the run. He's just now getting his other third base, the high yield setup, even dodging a couple Ultras and a couple Lings, bringing them down here, maybe do some little bit of damage to the drones before he has to lift up once again. Not even going to bother dropping them off. Trying to pick up his 4th base, but that pesky little Overlord is doing his job quite well. A couple more Ultras are out with very poor upgrades as well. This is, I don't know what was going on in IdrA's head right now, but his upgrades are just terrible. Usually he's just pumping out those melee upgrades like crazy. He's got some armor upgrades, which are great for Ultras, probably more important than melee upgrades. But still, he's just, man, Pizza Man, you are everywhere, aren't you? Jesus. Jeez, Pizza Man, calm down. So he does have a replacement Ultra Cavern at his natural expansion, now researching the chitinous plating once again, but his economy is just so low. He's not even fully saturating this base. He should be transferring from some drones or even sending more drones down to that expansion. He's just not mining enough at this point. If we look at the harvester count, he's got 43 to 72. That's so bad. Nice little barricade with these bunkers right here, but the Ultras will be able to take that out so fast. 5 Ultras against a handful of Marines, Marauders, and Medevacs, and 1 tank. Fungal Growth will be able to keep them in range of those Ultras, but now he's reinforcing with more Marauders and more Medevacs, forced to back out. A couple more Fungals, and this Infestor actually managed to get away, so that's kind of rare. Going to pick off this bunker before Morrow can salvage it, and I have a feeling these Ultras are going to get wiped out, and it's going to be a good game here in just a second. 1 Ultra, 2 Ultra, 1 Infestor, 2 Infestor. Oh, not quite able to catch that 3rd Infestor, and there it is. Sean, aka IdrA, does GG. Just some terrible macro right there. I don't know why he didn't take that. No mutas whatsoever, just played right into the Terran's hands. And you guys, thank you for your patience in this laggy game. I promise to do my best to try to fix it and to get whatever I need to fix it. But that was game number 3, game number 4 of IdrA and Morrow coming soon. Thanks for watching, guys.